Cocos Island, a remote and untamed marine reserve in the wild blue waters of the southeastern Pacific. Ringed by one of the world's richest coral reefs, Cocos is a holy grail for divers and undersea explorers. Deep, distant waters explode with life, strange creatures, monster schools of fish, and powerful apex predators. An astonishing journey deep into an underwater realm beyond the edge of light. Nighttime at Cocos belongs to the hunter. Hungry armies of whitetips scouring the reefs, as they've done for thousands of years here on this magnificent island of the sharks. Cocos Island, a distant and pristine national marine park in the wild blue waters of the southeastern Pacific. More than 500 kilometers off the shore of Costa Rica. Uninhabited by humans, shrouded in thick swirls of mist, its towering forests and cascading waterfalls teem with wildlife. More than 100 species of birds perch on its rugged peaks. The legendary oceanographer Jacques Cousteau called Cocos the most beautiful island in the world.
Cocos Island is a very particular island because it's a completely green, untouched rainforest. All the other islands are just rocks that come out of the ocean, and then you arrive to Cocos and you're suddenly in the island of Robinson Crusoe, or you're in the island of Jurassic Park.
The tip of an ancient volcanic mountain, Cocos is believed to be the inspiration for Isla Nublar, the fictional setting of Jurassic Park. Isla Nublar means cloudy island, and Cocos is home to the Eastern Pacific's only tropical rainforest. Like Jurassic Park, Cocos looks and feels like a lost world. Primitive, far from land. The only way to dive here is from live-aboard boats that make the 36-hour journey from the mainland.
Cocos is a very unique place. I mean, alone hearing the name Cocos should give you goosebumps because it's just a legend among in the diving world.
Deep currents crash into a steep seamount, pushing water toward the surface. These currents, rich in nutrients, attract schools of fish, which in turn attract larger predators. Sharks. More than any place on the planet, Cocos is a kingdom of sharks.
In any dive in Cocos Island, you're guaranteed to see sharks. So you have white-tip reef sharks all over the place. We have Galapagos sharks in different places. That's why we call Cocos Island the island of the shark.
White tips, one of the island's smaller shark species, navigate the seamount. White tips are primarily nocturnal creatures, able to breathe while stationary by pulling in oxygenated water that flows over their gills. This shark will remain still for much of the day, preserving precious energy required for its nighttime hunt. In a flash, these small reef fish dart for safety, signaling the presence of a predator. The hammerheads have arrived, drawn here by cleaning stations, spots on the rock where small fish remove parasites from larger creatures.
If you are looking to see hammerhead sharks, you definitely have to go to Kokos. The amount of hammerheads is unparalleled. You have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hammerhead sharks there.
You're drifting in the current in mid-water, and suddenly you start seeing white lines coming at you. White lines coming at you from the depth, from everywhere. That is the head of the hammerhead. That's the first thing that you see. You start seeing white lines, and suddenly you start seeing silhouettes, and suddenly you're surrounded by sharks. And you know that it's just predators and predators everywhere.
Equipped with triangular serrated teeth, as strong and sharp as the blade of a hacksaw, the hammerhead is an imposing predator. Whipping swiftly from one direction to another as it prowls the open ocean. Compared to its cousin, the white-tip shark, hammerheads have spectacular vision. Eyes on the very edge of the hammer provide a panoramic view, allowing the shark to see prey from both above and below. But an increased range of vision isn't the only reason for the shark's wide, mallet-shaped head. Like all sharks, hammerheads have sensory organs in their snout and head that detect faint electrical currents created by prey. Spread over the broad surface area of the head, these highly specialized sensors allow the shark to scan more of the ocean for potential prey. A spotted eagle ray, a favorite prey for the sharks at Cocos, glides over the seabed. As long as a limousine, with a wingspan of up to 3 meters. Eagle rays are the giants of Cocos Island. At more than 200 kilograms, the largest is heavier than a silverback gorilla. Propelled by powerful flaps of its wing-like pectoral fins, the eagle ray soars over the seamount. A long whip-like tail, equipped with 2 to 6 venomous barbs, defends the ray against predators and can inflict serious injury to unwary divers.
As long as we respect the distance, there's no hazards involved or any kind of ray. In the unlikely event that you don't respect the distance and the animal feels that there's any danger and you are stung by a stingray, well, that's absolutely not a pleasurable feeling, because those stings are quite big and they can get through your flesh easily. Plus, they are poisonous. The wound can get infected, and for sure it should be treated quickly.
Spotted eagle rays have a high brain-to-body ratio and are believed to be highly intelligent creatures. Like their shark cousins, rays, such as this round ribbon tail, are outfitted with specialized nerve cells that allow them to pick up electrical charges from other animals moving in the water. Prey, mainly mollusks, crustaceans, and small bony fish, are scooped up from the sea bottom. But in the deep waters of the open ocean, the hunter becomes the hunted.
And sometimes you find these marble rays with missing parts of the body, and you see the very clear shape of a shark mouth. As they came and they just got a quick bite, the ray swam away with an injury, and the shark just got a morning snack or an afternoon snack.
In the cover of darkness, a wraith-like predator emerges from the shadows. The mighty Galapagos shark. Pillars of evolution, millions of years in the making. These ancient creatures were first discovered in the waters off the Galapagos Islands. 3 meters long, built like a torpedo, the Galapagos is a powerful hunter, armed with more than a dozen rows of saw-like teeth, packed inside a wide mouth.
The Galapagos sharks is one of the biggest sharks that we have in the island. But as long as you respect the animal respects you. We know that they hunt rays. They sometimes also eat the white-tip reef sharks, and we have seen it in daytime and we have seen it in nighttime. When you see that, then you don't feel the respect anymore, you feel just pure fear. Suddenly, nature goes into a chaos that might last 10 seconds, 20 seconds, very brief, but it's an experience that makes you a different person. After that, you're not the same person anymore.
Though dangerous, Galapagos sharks rarely attack humans. When threatened, the shark arches its powerful back, lowers its pectoral fins, and swims in loops of figure eights, a classic threat display.
Even as an experienced diver, being approached by a big shark at night makes you look twice. You're not as relaxed as at daytime, but it's certainly something that will give any diver adrenaline, being approached by a big shark at night, because the night is the time when they hunt, when they eat, and you know that. And this knowledge will keep you, will keep your adrenaline up. I can guarantee that.
With no threat and no potential prey on offer, the Galapagos disappears into the darkness, gripped by an endless search for food. But as night falls on Cocos Island, life in the ocean undergoes a profound transformation. The Galapagos shark is not the only hunter lurking in these dark waters. Nighttime here belongs to the whitetips. Hundreds of white-tip sharks.
The night dive at Kokos is really something special, because you're surrounded by hundreds of hunting white-tip reef sharks. They're agitated, they want to eat, and well, you're just in the middle of them, and everything is happening so fast, and sometimes you just don't know where to look.
A hungry army of whitetips assembles over the ocean floor. Whereas in the day, these sharks lay resting in caves or swimming calmly over the reef. At night, they are aggressive, poking their broad heads into holes in the coral to flush out small crustaceans and bony fish. Tough skin, protective eye ridges, and slender bodies allow the sharks to force their way into crevices. Whitetips are slow swimmers and prefer to hunt at night when most prey are sleeping. A shark zeroes in on the kill, but is beaten to its prey by a large blackjack that has joined the hunt. Swift and agile, blackjacks hover around whitetips in the hope of scooping up the small fish, fleeing the sharks that scour the reef. As the sharks swarm, a spiny lobster marches along the ocean floor, searching for a quiet spot, away from the feeding frenzy. Lobsters venture out from their burrows at night, seeking snails, clams, and sea urchins. Although it lacks the crushing pincers of its clawed cousins, the spiny lobster is armed with long, barbed antennae. that are waved about to fend off approaching predators. This one in particular is left alone by the sharks. Finally, the lobster finds a peaceful enclave, far removed from the frenzy of the shark hunt. Meanwhile, a guinea fowl puffer, laced with natural toxins that make it unappetizing to most predators, attempts to steer clear of the hungry sharks. A slow swimmer, the puffer compensates by being a master of self-defense. Not just highly toxic, it is able to blow up like a balloon, 2 to 3 times its normal size, by inflating its elastic stomach with water or even air. Simply by enlarging itself, the puffer becomes hard to swallow and is able to successfully fend off potential predators, mainly larger fish. Some puffer fish are cloaked in sharp spines that become further exposed and more dangerous to hunters when the fish inflates. A predator that does manage to sink its teeth into a puffer before it enlarges may get a mouthful of tetrodotoxin, a powerful and foul-tasting neurotoxin that can incapacitate or even kill other fish. To humans, tetrodotoxin is even deadlier, 1,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. The toxin in one pufferfish is enough to kill as many as 30 humans. The sharks appear uninterested. A boxfish, its body encased in hard shell-like plates, rose along the ocean floor. Like pufferfish, boxfish contain toxins, which can be secreted into the water. An effective defense against predators, such as sharks. Fortunately for the whitetips, there are other options on offer, and they continue to crowd the reef in an attempt to drive prey from the coral. Success. In the dark of night, whitetips do not rely on vision to hunt for food. Instead, other senses, such as smell and small electrical sensing organs in the snout called ampullae, work together to detect prey. Occasionally, 2 sharks will latch on to the same fish, resulting in a scrappy tug-of-war. Even when hungry and agitated, white-tip sharks are harmless to humans unless provoked. But divers still need to keep their distance when the sharks are hunting their tiny prey.
If you are too close to the bottom, those little fishes can hide in between your equipment, so all the other white-tip reef sharks will come after the little fish, and they bite wherever they feel, and you can get beaten by a white-tip reef shark if you're not careful.
The sharks move systematically over the reef, violently twisting and turning, to jam their heads into each crack and crevice in a relentless search for food. It is a furious spectacle that has played out in this lost world every night for thousands of years. But in the darkened depths off Cocos Island, there are more bewildering sights to behold. Here aboard the Argo is a custom-built, one-atmosphere submersible called the Deep Sea.
We are ready now. Okay, topside, we're looking good here in the surface on bladder vents that are closed, linked.
The deep sea is capable of descending to a depth of 450 meters. To dive so far below the surface, the deep sea's acrylic sphere, 10 centimeters thick, must withstand the high pressure from Cocos Island's deepest waters. At 450 meters below, water exerts 90 times the pressure on the body, as air does on the surface. It is the equivalent of the weight of a polar bear, balanced on your chest. Today, the deep sea is ventured to a depth of 300 meters, as far below the surface as the tip of the Eiffel Tower is above it. It is a journey deep inside a submerged kingdom few have seen before.
We had the best playground in the world to test the submarine. The moment that we brought the submarine to Cocos Island, a whole new world was unveiled. And suddenly we find out that Cocos Island is a completely different world once you go into the deep water.
Deep within the cold, dark abyss, mysterious, glowing creatures appear. Siphonophore, what appears to be a single animal, resembling a jellyfish, is actually a colony of smaller marine animals called zooids. Unable to survive on their own, zooids work so well together as a team that they are able to function as a single organism, preying on small animals. The giant siphonophore is one of the world's longest animals, reaching up to 50 meters, the length of an entire Olympic-sized pool. Here in the darkness, one of the ocean's most improbable creatures drifts serenely in the current. Pyrosome. Thousands of identical zooids form a hollow structure wide enough for a human to swim inside. The bright light emitted by a pyrosome can be seen from a distance of 30 meters. Down here, the invertebrates are not alone. A prickly shark, illuminated by the light of the submersible, inspects the coral. Even in these darkened depths, sharks remain expert hunters. Similar to those of humans, sharks have pupils that widen and narrow, allowing light to strike the retina. Rods and cones located in the retina make it possible for the shark to see color and details. Like cats, sharks have a mirror-like layer of crystals in the back of the eye that boosts the intensity of light, improving their eyesight in these deep, dark waters. Compared to sharks that hunt in sunlight near the surface, some deep-water sharks have big eyes, allowing them to pick up those shards of light that penetrate the darkness. At 300 meters below the surface, what divers call the twilight zone, sunlight barely penetrates the water. But in the distance, a fount of light bleeds into the darkness. The fried egg jellyfish. Hypnotic. As graceful as a ballet dancer, the jellyfish moves in slow motion to compensate for the lack of oxygen in these deep waters. Fried egg jellyfish feed on smaller zooplankton, stinging their prey with tentacles that stretch up to 6 meters. 95% of its tissue is water. The jellyfish exists in and is part of the ocean. The dark, deep waters off Cocos Island provide a habitat for rare and alien creatures, seldom seen by humans. Nearly transparent, the glass octopus is not able to change color like many of its cousins. A translucent, almost colorless body makes it less visible to predators. Elongated eyes limit peripheral vision, but may minimize the silhouette of the eye when seen from below, further aiding its camouflage. Because they are rarely seen, little is known about the glass octopus, or indeed many of the creatures that exist in the deep-sea ecosystems beyond the edge of light. In the sunlit world above, a more familiar creature approaches a drowned volcanic peak. Warming itself near the surface water. The green sea turtle. With a normal weight range of 140 to 180 kilograms. Green sea turtles are the second largest species of sea turtle, living upwards of 50 years. These creatures have roamed the ocean for more than 100 million years.
When you find a turtle, you're looking at the history of the ocean. You see the turtle in the eye, the turtle will look at you in the eye, and then you see the depth. It's like you're looking into knowledge, into exploration, into experiences. You're looking at an animal that might be older than you. So it's something that really connects you with the history of the ocean.
The green sea turtle feasts on a sea cucumber. Migratory creatures, green sea turtles tagged at Cocos, have been found as far afield as the Costa Rican coast, more than 500 kilometers away. They have survived in the ocean for millennia. But green sea turtles are now listed as an endangered species, threatened by hunting, boating accidents, and the destruction of their nesting grounds. Like the sea turtle, Cocos Island plays an essential part in the story of the ocean. Formed by a volcanic upheaval more than 2 million years ago, Cocos is surrounded by submarine mountains and spectacular underwater cathedrals. The magnificent Arch of Big Dos Amigos, rising 12 meters off the sandy ocean floor. The arch is a swim-through, wide enough to fit 12 divers. And provides shelter for a myriad of fish. Black-nosed butterflies, and crowds of blue and gold snapper. But the shoals of fish at Big Dos Amigos are dwarfed by one of Cocos Island's most astonishing scenes. Big-eyed trevally in their thousands. Swirling like a thick silvery tornado, blotting out the sun. Trevally, or jacks, travel in tightly organized schools to confuse predators. Picking out individual prey from a twisting, shining mass is not an easy task for a visually oriented hunter. Swimming in unison, the fish may appear as a single large creature to would-be predators. From a distance, this school appears to be the size and shape of a pilot whale.
Once you go diving under that school or in between that school, suddenly it's like nighttime. The light doesn't penetrate the incredible amount of fish. You're suddenly surrounded. And if you're ever lucky, to be there in the center and then some other predator comes by and scares the jacks, they all will swim in one single direction. You can hear and feel the movement wave. They start swimming and then you get that boom around you. It's completely amazing.
Precisely spaced, moving at the same speed and in the same direction, the trevally turn swiftly and in perfect harmony. Then, as quickly as it appeared, this mesmerizing school vanishes into the deep blue water. From monster schools of fish and magnificent hammerheads to bewildering deep-sea creatures and relentless nighttime hunters. Cocos Island is a lost world in the Pacific and one of the many wonders of the Great Blue Wild.
We have a saying on Cocos Island: if your neck is not sore, then you haven't been to Cocos Island, because you're always looking here, looking there, non-stop during the whole time that you're under the water. It's always action, action, action going on.
It looks like a prehistoric place. This island is untouched. In the middle of the ocean, there's this tiny island covered on green, really steep, with waterfalls all around, caves. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to see.
Kokos is a must for any diver. You have such a huge amount of sharks, which you have at no other place. You want to see sharks? Cocos Island is one of those sharky places which become more and more rare on the planet.
Cocos Island is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to see how diving in the oceans was before the influence of man. So you are like in a time machine, going back 200 years in time and seeing the oceans untouched. It's like a library. When you go there, it's all the knowledge of the ocean, it's all the different answers to questions that we haven't even made yet. So it's something that makes you feel connected to the nature.